guys, my name's Caitlin. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant and I've been working on healing my Hashimoto's for the past 10 years, and my goal is to teach you all that I've learned. So stay tuned today. It's going to be a fun video. A lot of people ask me, should I become a health coach? And I've been I guess you could say a health coach for about 10 years. So I have a lot of knowledge to share on this topic. So if you're interested in how to become a health coach, or if you should become a health coach, then stay tuned for the whole video. Stay tuned all the way to the end to get my #1 tip on how to become a successful health coach. So real quick, I'll tell you my story. I became a health coach about 10 years ago. First, I was a personal trainer. I lost 90 pounds doing a low-fat diet, so I got motivated to become a personal trainer. And I love being a personal trainer, but what I found was that I constantly talked about nutrition with my clients, and that wasn't really in my scope as a personal trainer, but I was just obsessed with food and obsessed with food journals, and so I thought, well, maybe I should study more about nutrition. And at the same time that was happening, I started getting sick with an autoimmune disease, and so I had firsthand knowledge of what it's like to be unwell. And that deepened my need to find out what was going on with my own health so that I could help others. And I started going to Bauman College. It was a nutrition school in Berkeley, California. And I think starting nutrition school was the beginning of really finding my calling. And it boosted my confidence so that I could go into private practice with nutrition clients. The program that I did was called Nutrition Consultant. It was 2 full years. And it was online. You could also go in person, but the traffic in the Bay Area was pretty bad. So I decided to just do it online. That way I could just keep doing my personal training clients and have a flexible schedule. So I did it online. I had a mentor, and every week I would check in with them. And we had to do different modules. And each module was working with a pretend client, or maybe a volunteer client from your life, a friend, and you would apply maybe a meal plan and nutritional recommendations to their life to help them deal with stress and energy and balancing their mood and all that kind of thing. So it was really great. We also did, maybe if a person had a specific medical issue, we would tailor nutrition to that, and that was very helpful. So I loved the school. I loved all the detail. It was a little heavy on vegetables and more of a vegetarianish slant at first. I think it may have changed now, but back then it was, and this was 2009, 2010. And, but finishing that, getting that certificate really helped my confidence, and I felt like I could go forward. So I think that even though being a health coach is not in some states heavily regulated, you may just need that piece of paper just for your own mindset and your confidence. Keep in mind, some of the programs are really expensive and you have to figure out if you can afford it. I would not go into a lot of debt because you will not make a lot of money at first. So keep that in mind. Don't put a whole bunch of stuff on your credit card. My school had a program where you could pay $500 a month, and I did that because I was continuing to be a personal trainer and I made really good money as a personal trainer. And it was not that easy to transition. I had some clients as a personal trainer, but it was hard because those people saw me as a trainer and they wanted to just work out, but I just wanted to sit and talk to them about their nutrition. So it was hard to get them to shift over to be nutrition clients. And so I had to reach out and find different nutrition clients because I wanted them to see me as a nutrition consultant rather than a trainer. During this process, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroid disease, and that kind of gave me an emphasis of who I wanted to serve. So you have to think about who I'm going to serve because of what I went through, and thyroid being a very common ailment that people run into in their life. Low thyroid, hypothyroid, it's all the same, but Hashimoto's is an autoimmune, which is what most people have. They just don't realize it. Even Graves' disease, it can be a low thyroid, or it can vacillate one way or the other. So they're all immune system issues, and getting healthy at the base and the root is the way to heal, not just taking thyroid medication. So that was kind of who I wanted to serve, and I still do that to this day. So you got to think about who you want to serve. What kind of client population? Is it something you went through that you want to help other people with? Are you more of an athlete? Are you for busy moms, for kids who want to get healthy? Just narrow it down to who you want to serve, because if you think about them, then you can tailor your what you study around that, and then later your marketing around that. So think about who you want to serve. So you have to think about what program you want to do. So I know if you're into keto and carnivore, MeatRx has a program that's, I've heard a lot of people becoming carnivore coaches. I know Maria Emmerich has a program. I think if I had to do it again, I might do the NTA, Nutritional Therapy Association. I think it's about a year program, and I hear a lot of good things about that. Again, my program was 2 years. It was very intense. You could do it part-time, and it was excellent too. It has probably gone up. When I did it, it was about $10,000. So you have to think about your budget and which program you want to do. And a lot of people do multiple programs. I know also Mark Sisson has a program as well to become a primal health coach. So they're all great. I also did the Check Holistic Lifestyle Coaching, and that was a great program as well. So you may decide you want to do multiple programs, but just think about your budget and don't go into debt, like I said. Another thing to think about is, are you going to do this full time? When are you going to fit it into your life? If you have a full-time job, you may want to take clients on the weekends on the phone or Zoom, and you may want to do it at night. A lot of people probably have time on evenings and weekends. So think about when you're going to have time. You know, if you have kids, how are you going to fit this into your life? You need undivided attention if you're going to work with clients. You also need to be really organized. So there's a lot of programs you could buy to organize your health coaching, but I would be careful, because you don't want to invest a lot of money that you don't have right away. One thing you could do, just a simple way, is just start a Google Doc on the free, Google Docs, and for each person, every time you talk to them, just write the date, write out what you talked about, and then write out your recommendations. And you can also send that to them or copy and paste parts of it and send it to them. So you want to be very organized and use digital, because you're going to be talking to people probably over Skype, and they're going to be probably far away. So you have to think about how are you going to stay organized, and also the schedule and how you're going to fit that into your life. The thing that I felt was a little lacking at the school I went to was the marketing side. I think maybe they've beefed that up since then. And of course now, social media is so much bigger than it was, and everything is online more than it used to be. So I'm sure that my school has a more robust program than it did at that time, but you really need the marketing side of it. You really have to think about marketing yourself, because if you don't have any online presence, then people aren't going to be able to find you. So it's important to learn about SEO, search engine optimization, and you also have to learn about doing social media. So you may have to learn about Reels or TikToks or Instagram. All that stuff is just stuff you're going to have to learn about. And having a following, unfortunately now, is social credibility. It's credibility in life. It is, people take it really seriously. So if you have no online presence, people are going to wonder if you're the real thing. So you have to learn about that as well, or you have to do in-person networking in your community. So one or the other, you kind of have to pick. Are you going to network in real life by doing maybe BNI groups or networking with business ladies, or are you going to do social media marketing? I know people who do both. I know people who have zero online presence who are very successful health coaches. So you have to think about what you want to be and what is your end goal. Are you just trying to work with some clients and that's it? You can make a living like that, but sometimes you burn out. So you have to think about, what is your end goal? Are you going to try to make a course so that you can teach more people without trading your time for dollars? Or are you going to just continue to take money for hourly rate? And I think in long term, most people I know cannot do that for years and years and years. They have to step back. I know for me, I was very sick when I first got started in nutrition, so I really needed some space between me and the client. I could not take on their problems because I was still dealing with so much of my own health issues. So you have to think about that. How much stress can you deal with? And how many hours a week do you want to work? And what is the end goal? Are you going to try to create a course or write a book? Or do you want to just work with them one-on-one over the phone? And just have that in mind when you are creating your business plan. Another thing about which school that you choose to go to, you have to make sure it aligns with your values. So I know, for example, IIN, a lot of people go, but it has much more of a vegetarian slant. So you have to be careful. Make sure that whatever you're going to be learning about goes along with your values and what you've found to be true for yourself. So I know for me, adding meat and eating less carbs helped me immensely right away, and it helped my blood sugar and everything. So if I went to a program and had to teach people about becoming a vegetarian or a vegan, I could not do that with a straight face. It wouldn't align with my goals, and I would have cognitive dissonance, and I would feel sick, and I wouldn't be able to help people with truly from my heart. So keep that in mind. So the number one tip on how to become a health coach, and something I wish I had known when I started out, is make an avatar. An avatar is your ideal client. Write out every single thing about your ideal client. What clothes they wear, what they look like, what color their hair is. Imagine them as a real person. And then everything you do with your business, talk to that person. Think, what would this person need? What would, give them a name. What would Lisa client want? And every time you make a social media post, every time you do a YouTube video, talk to that person. Imagine that they are you, and usually that avatar is going to be somebody like you, because that's who you relate to, somebody who went through what you went through, and somebody about your age most of the time. Because it's like when they say write a book, write what you know, write something about your own life. It's similar, but just think about every single thing about them. Where do they work? What are their kids like? All of this stuff, you need to write that down. Create your avatar. Who are you talking to? And you will be much, much more successful. If you try to serve everyone, you will serve no one. So that is my number one tip when you're creating your business on how to become a health coach. Okay, so I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. If you like this topic, we can do another video. Put your comments down below on what you want to know about becoming a health coach. And I'll make a series of videos. If you like this, we can go deeper into how to create a website or how to get clients and all these things. But I don't want to overwhelm you too much today. So if you want me to make an additional video with more information, just leave a comment down below. Please subscribe, share with a friend, ring the notification bell, and please leave a comment below if you are a health coach and what school you went to. I really appreciate you watching today. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.